Hey guys, this is Stephen Malin. Hope you guys are doing wonderful today. Today I wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about a subject that has been kind of rattling around in my mind recently as I've been working on my book. And the idea is pretty simple. It's this idea of autonomy versus being full-time as a music composer. I hear a lot of young composers talking about this dream of becoming full-time, which in American culture, that traditionally means that you're gonna be working 40 to 50 hours in a work week. But I think autonomy is better. So the Webster's definition of autonomy is independence. It's freedom from control. So what that means is even if you're working full-time, let's say even if you're working for yourself, you're a freelancer, you're working at home, you have your own home studio. If you are working full-time, 40 plus hours, then you're not really free. You are technically, I want to say slave, but you are technically accountable for your schedule based on other people's time. And so I don't like that at all. And I've been there, I've done that. And I've had previous jobs where I'm on the clock, and that's just not my personality. That's not something I enjoy doing. So I just want to propose this idea today, hopefully to get the conversation moving along about autonomy, which I think is probably best explained as freedom to choose what you do, when you do it, with whom to do it with, and as long as you want to do it. So it's this idea of having more control in your life. Not to say that you're going to become a selfish person for doing this, but what it does is it opens up such an opportunity to have a more fulfilling and enriched life. So as many of you know, I am a foster dad, and so we have children coming in and out of our house pretty frequently, and there's a lot of flexibility that is required. And this is fresh in my mind right now because we actually just got a newborn, only 7 days old, fresh from the hospital, and he entered our care last week. And so I've barely slept for the last week. And this has been fresh in my mind because what would I do if I didn't have an autonomous lifestyle? Even as if I was a full-time composer, as they say, full-time, I would have to work at certain hours and I would have to get projects done in a certain time. And that is just not attractive to me. There are so many times, such as this morning, where my wife and I, we decided to sleep in a little bit. We got up probably at 9 a.m. because we were tired taking care of baby overnight. And we slept in a little bit and said, hey, let's just go on a date. Let's just go grab some coffee. That's something that we love to do. And so we stayed out till probably 12 noon. And I'm just now starting to work for the day. And that's fine. And so there's some days that I only get 2 or 3 hours of work in. Some days I'll work all day. And it's not out of obligation though. It's because I'm passionate about what I do. And I'm passionate about providing value for people. And I just think that is such a better idea than to be, quote, full time. So I just want to kind of start to stir that terminology as we're talking about expanding your career and making a lifelong journey out of this. Let's get out of this mindset that we have to work a certain number of hours a week. Because ultimately, as a composer, if you're gonna have your own business, you don't want to trade your time for dollars. Isn't that what we're trying to escape? The whole 9-to-5 mentality of corporate America of we have to be at work at a certain time, we have to do a certain amount of work every day. I think that's a very trapped mindset. And so I just want to throw that out there today. And you might be wondering, okay, so let's say you do want to have this lifestyle, this kind of this freedom to choose when you work, how long do you work, all that good stuff. How the heck do you make enough? How is your income high enough so that you can actually afford to do so? Well, I think the secret is twofold. It's about creating products that people want to buy, and it's about creating revenue sources, creating streams of income across multiple media types that can become royalties. So once again, products and royalties. So products would be things like courses, things like creating music that sells in music libraries. It's going to be YouTube video ad revenue. It's going to be Spotify streams. There are easily 10, 15 ways that you can monetize your music or your knowledge about how to create music that's going to be unique for your personality type, and you're going to be able to connect with other people that value what you do and help them out in their careers. People pay for that stuff, and it's not going to be a ton of money, but collectively, over the course of doing this year after year, week after week, you're going to start accumulating a livable income. And that's just one side, right? That's like the product side. So like we talked earlier in another video, we talked about using your time wisely, that 80% of your time should be spent creating products, because that should actually be 80% of your income should come from products. That's how you grow a sustainable business, because it's predictable. We know through analytics that we can actually take products and we can analyze the user base, we can analyze when they buy it, why they buy it, and we can actually reproduce the experience again. So once we have a dedicated buyer, just kind of speaking from a business standpoint here, if you have a dedicated buyer, you know what they want and when they want it, the kinds of things they're going to buy. So you can actually replicate that a whole lot easier than you can replicate someone randomly contacting you to hire you for a custom scoring gig. While those do happen, and they will continue to happen as you grow your brand and as you continue getting your name out there and networking and all the other things that we talk so much about, it really starts with controlling what you can control, which is your schedule. You can do it. No one else is telling you how to spend your time except you. Now, if you decide that maybe starting off, you don't have as much time because you do have a 9-to-5. We speak a lot about that here in this group, and in YouTube land, we talk a lot about escaping the 9-to-5 and having this autonomous lifestyle. So it really starts with creating products on a daily basis. That way, if you only have an hour or two to work, let's say you do have a 9-to-5 and you only have that nighttime shift to work, or it's a weekend and you want to squeeze in a few hours, that is really the time to do that. And then the other side is to create royalties for yourself. So royalties are going to be things like TV commercial placements on network TV. It's going to be radio placements, anything of that sort. Anything that you create once and it replicates over and over and over again into multiple uses. So there's a lot of ways that you can do that. And the cool thing about royalties is that they're usually the same products you're already creating. So if you're already someone who puts music on music libraries, find small boutique libraries, put it on there, and you can actually duplicate it. It's pretty cool. So you don't have to waste time. You simply need to create smart products that can be used in multiple places. So if you're someone who's putting music on one music library, consider making your music non-exclusive. Yes, you'll get a less percentage, but why not put your music on 10 music marketplaces and double or triple your income that way? So there's a lot of ways of doing this. And there's also affiliate marketing, which is another side of royalties, which is promoting other people's products. You can do it through YouTube, you can do it through Instagram and Facebook, it's just social media. By choosing products that you already use, that you can elevate their brands, you can become kind of a spokesperson for their things. And as I've talked about before, that's about 10% of my income right there, that I do something once, I promote it once, and it's something that people continue to purchase, and I still get checks years later. And so the idea here is we want to become autonomous, free from schedule. And it's really the secret to that is creating products and royalties for yourself that will build a successful career over the long haul. And then in the meantime, when you have the opportunities to write custom scoring gigs, do it. Have a blast doing it, but don't let that be the thing that you basically don't make a business off of hope. Make a business off of a strategy. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. Talk to you next time. Leave your comments below with ways that you think would be helpful for you to make some changes to become autonomous in your lifestyle, to become free from the control of others in your music composition business.